Hey everyone, how's it going? Brian here with another Java game programming tutorial. So the last time we left off, we made it very easy for us to create and implement new enemies into our game. So the enemy UFO and the enemy alien class, which kind of similar, kind of a weird theme going on here, but that's going to change today. Very easy to add new enemies. All we did was make a new class, extend our enemy class, and then we just clicked a button to add this constructor that's already made for us. So I actually got a new texture here, enemy plane, and I'm going to make another new enemy. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, and I know a lot of you have already made your own enemies. But either way, I'm going to make a new enemy real quick because it only takes a minute, and it will help show what we're going to do today, which is getting different enemies to spawn, because right now we only have one type of enemy spawning. So I'd like to change that up a little bit. Oops, hit the mic. So I'm going to name it enemy plane. This texture is obviously available to patrons. If you download the source code, you get everything that's in here. But I also didn't make it. It was made by the guy that made the last guy or woman. The name's Kenny, so I assume it's a guy. He made the last enemy texture. So because I didn't make it, I will put a link to his website where you can purchase or download some of his textures there. But also if you get the source code on Patreon, you're totally free, able, and allowed to use that there. Enemy plane extends enemy. And then look at this handy dandy note right here. Add, and we're all good. The last thing I want to do is change the texture. So that's set texture. And you know what? Instead of importing the quick load method, the static quick load from artist into all of these enemy classes, I think it'd be easier if we just gave it a string and went to our enemy class, and you should do this as well, even if you're not making a new enemy. Let's go to the enemy class now and find our set texture method. For me, it's around line 280 or so. And below that, let's make a new set texture one. So keep the one we already have, because we use that a lot. But also add a new one, which takes a string as an argument. And the reason for this is because enemy already has the quick load method. So we can use quick load here without having to import it. And that way we don't need to import quick load into every enemy class we make. So we can just call set texture and pass a string that matches the file name here. So mine is enemy plane.png. Our quick load, you don't need to put .png if you did the same as me. So I just put enemy plane. So let's go to enemy alien now. That's fine. How about enemy UFO? Enemy UFO. So I'm importing quick load here. I don't really want to do that anymore. So I'm going to delete that import. And instead of using quick load, I'm just going to say UFO 64, which is what that texture is called. So let's see my new great enemy in the game. The next step would be to go to our game class here. We need to extend the range of that array by 1, and we'll probably make an easier way to register new enemies than this, but for now, it's working for us. New enemy plane. For example, I don't really like how we need to put in the starting position manually, since that should kind of figure it out for us on its own, but it's fine. So we extended that, and now the enemy is in the game. We don't need to do anything else, but in our circumstance right here, in order for it to show up, we're only showing one enemy right now, which is the first element of the array, the 0th element. Let's change that. In our spawn method in the wave class, let's make a new integer called, we'll say, gosh, I don't know, I'm going to call mine enemy chosen. It's an integer that's going to represent the whatever element of the enemy type's array we want to spawn here. So, yeah, enemy chosen. If I set it equal to 0, now let's go and replace all these zeros here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros with our new variable enemy chosen. Maybe you've chosen a better name than enemy chosen for your variable. That's fine too. Enemy chosen, enemy chosen. All right, so this should work exactly as it was before. It'll spawn for me that weird starfish looking alien. That's cool. So now if you want to change the enemy that spawns, instead of updating 5 different places, we could just change the number for enemy chosen. For example, to 2, and that should be my airplanes. Now don't laugh, but I don't think they're going to be flying. They come in sideways. We haven't done rotating enemies yet, but we'll do that soon. In fact, that's now that I have a texture that actually benefits from that, that is on the short agenda to make the planes kind of, look like they're going down, they're going this way, and then look like they're going to the right, going that way. But cool, my new enemies in the game, very easy. So now let's set it up so that we get multiple kinds of enemies per wave. For this video, we are going to make it so that it's randomly chosen every time an enemy spawns. In the future, in fact, perhaps in the next video or soon, I'll show you how you can also, there's a few different ways you can do it. I'll show you how you can also make it so a different enemy spawns per wave. So say wave 1 is like the starfish alien, wave 2 is UFO, wave 3 is planes. And I will also go over how to utilize predetermined waves by maybe writing a text file or storing it in our code somewhere. So say, wave 1 is just 5 aliens, then wave 2 is 2 aliens and 2 airplanes and a UFO, that kind of thing. But for now, we're going to make it random, which is fine with me. I think that's how I might keep mine in the long term. So we have int enemy chosen. I'll say for default, we'll start it at 0. And after that, we're going to make a new random. So random equals new random. You can hover over that and import it, or hit Control-Shift-O to import it. And we're going to say enemy chosen equals random.nextInt. And nextInt takes an integer argument. There's one that doesn't, but we don't want that. This one takes an argument, so we're going to use that. And for the bound, it's going to be the length of our enemy types array. So we have an equal chance to get any of the, for me there's 3 enemies, so any of the 3 enemies. And that's all we need to do. So let's run this and let's see if it works. So we got an alien there, and an airplane, and let's see if the UFO comes just for good measure. Alien again. Let's keep killing it, wait for wave 2, I guess. Hopefully we get a UFO here. Airplane, alien. All right. So I'm not sure if the code works or if we're just getting unlucky here. Alien, plane. Okay, I'm getting a little suspicious. Okay, this is not very likely, but I also feel like I'm so confident in the code that I don't know if I should check it. Just waiting for a UFO. There we go. Haha, I'm glad I stuck to my guns there. Glad I did not give up. So that's the UFO. Cool. So we have the code we have written will perfectly work for the whatever amount of enemies you have, because it's based on the array size. As you can see, the UFO is a little bit faster than my other enemies, so if I didn't have so many towers here, they'd be kind of speeding past the other enemies, and that's fine. That works just as well, too. All right, well, I think next time we're going to work on something cool. I don't want to spoil it. And by that I mean I'm not sure yet. But it'll be cool. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time on Indie Programmer.